So you're probably asking yourself how to take your business from just using AI to actually winning with it. Well, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to break down the massive shift from using generic public tools to building a real defensible AI strategy. Let's get into it.
All right, let's kick things off with a number that should really grab your attention: 65%. And what's that 65%? Well, that's how many organizations are already using generative AI on a regular basis. This isn't some far-off trend. It's what's happening right now. A recent McKinsey survey showed that adoption has nearly doubled in less than a year. The risk of getting left behind isn't a future problem, it's happening as we speak. So where is all this AI adoption even coming from? The answer, might not be what you think.
See, it's not really coming from some big, top-down corporate mandate. It's actually growing organically, from the bottom up, right inside your company. And that brings us to this really important idea called shadow AI. It's basically when your employees use public tools, think ChatGPT, for their actual work, totally off the grid from official IT. They're just trying to be more productive, but in the process, they're creating a huge blind spot for the business.
And don't for a second think this is just people messing around. A huge study from OpenAI and Harvard looked at over 1 million conversations and found that people are using these tools for serious work. Almost half the time, they're asking for advice. Another 40% of the time, they're doing actual tasks like writing emails or planning projects.
But okay, how much of this is really for work? Well, the data shows it's a massive piece of the pie, 30%.
That's right. About 30% of all the time people spend on these public AI tools is for their jobs. And this is a pattern we've seen again and again. Think about smartphones or Dropbox. It's that whole consumerization of IT trend. The tech gets into the company through the side door. So really, the question isn't if your team is using AI anymore, it's how they're using it.
All right, so this whole shadow AI thing, it's not just messy, it's actually kind of dangerous. It puts a hard limit on the real value you can get from AI, and it comes packed with some serious risks. Let's break it down into 3 big risks. First up, data security. And this is a big one. Any secret sauce your team puts into a public tool, strategic plans, customer lists, you name it, could get absorbed and used to train that model. Second is accuracy. We've all heard about AI hallucinations, right? Well, in a business setting, those little fictions can become very expensive mistakes. And finally, there's the lack of context. A public tool has no idea what your brand sounds like, what your internal data says, or how you do things. That means the value you get is, well, generic.
Now, out of those 3 risks, which one do you think is really keeping executives up at night? The numbers are pretty loud and clear on this one. A staggering 72% of senior leaders say data security is their #1 worry. So if this is a concern for you, you are definitely not alone. This is a top-level business risk that your peers are focused on right now. And because of these risks, the market is shifting at lightning speed. Get this, just last year, 80% of companies were just buying off-the-shelf AI tools. Fast forward to today, and that market has split to be almost 50-50 between buying and building. The message here is clear. Your competitors are already making their move.
So what's the big signal the market is sending? It's that a real, lasting competitive advantage, well, you just can't buy it off the shelf. Using public tools is a decent tactic for today, but it's not a winning strategy for tomorrow. So if you can't buy it, what's the answer? You build it. Let's completely shift gears now, away from the risks and toward the incredible opportunity that opens up when you start creating your own custom AI solutions. And let's be really clear about what building actually means here. We are not talking about spending billions of dollars to create your own GPT-4. Nope. It's about being an architect. It means you take the power of those amazing models that already exist, connect to them securely through an API, and then build your own custom solution around it, one that's perfectly tuned to your data and your business. And the results companies are getting? They are truly incredible. We're seeing marketing teams boost revenue by 40% with AI personalization. Intelligent chatbots are handling almost half of all customer support tickets for some companies. Internal knowledge bots are giving operations a 20% productivity lift. And developers using AI copilots, they're becoming up to 55% more productive. These are not small changes. These are game changers.
Okay, that all sounds great, but it can still feel a little abstract, right? So what does a custom AI solution actually look like in the real world? Let's make this tangible.
First, imagine a totally secure search bot for your employees that's trained only on your private company documents, so it gives instant perfect answers every time. Or picture a marketing copilot that knows your brand voice inside and out, generating on-target ad copy in seconds. For a tech company, think about an AI assistant that understands your entire proprietary code base, helping new hires get up to speed in days instead of months. That's the power we're talking about.
So the path forward is becoming pretty clear. It's about making the leap from just being a user of somebody else's AI to becoming the architect of your own advantage. You can really think about this journey in 3 stages. Stage 1 was that initial free-for-all, mass experimentation. Stage 2, which is where a lot of companies are right now, is using these tools for little productivity hacks. But stage 3, that's where the real magic happens. That's the architect stage, where you're building custom AI systems that are woven right into the DNA of your business. At the end of the day, the fundamental lesson is this. Your biggest advantage comes from applying the incredible power of AI to the stuff that only you have. Your unique data, your unique processes, your unique way of doing things. That's how you build something that lasts. Which really just leaves one final, crucial question for you to think about. When you look at how your own company is approaching this technology, you've got to ask yourself, is your AI strategy something you're just renting for a little while? Or is it something you truly own?